I intend to persuade you to not vote for women to be drafted into the military. I had a U.S. family member who left a child who was about 4 years old behind. Me and that family member are 2 weeks apart. The child came back at 30 years, the mother, 30 years later. The child had 4 kids and a bout with lupus. She did not win her bout with lupus. Now she's in a convalescent hospital, pretty much a vegetable. The mother shipped the daughter out of the city and rarely visits. I believe the military took her ability to nurture. The Department of Defense, women, and military. The military does not require, as of now, females for draft. There are 240 active duty women in the military. 240 active duty. 1,700 in the National Guard, and there are 2,000 men. This is the Department of Defense 2002. If they were to draft, you're thinking about the young mothers who would spend their childbearing years in the military. This affects the children. If the goal is to eliminate childbearing years and drop the birth rate, then okay. But if you're trying to build a nation, you have to start with the children. There are other branches in the military that you can do: Special Reserve, National Guard, technology jobs. There's a lot of stuff in the military that you can do. They're saying that we are violating their Fifth Amendment, which is the right. There's a little take up there, which is the right to contract, liberty of contract. So the Armed Service Integration Act, celebrating their 75 years of women in the military. The House of Services Committee has a bill for women to be drafted, but it has not been signed into law as of yet. Are you confident that if your Gen Zer was drafted, they could survive a war? Let's look at the risks. Active duty women report more issues than men. The sexual assault alone has risen 50% in 2013. There are websites dedicated to the victims of sexual assault. MotherJones.com. This so bad that they have given it a name: military sexual trauma. The Armed Services Health Surveillance decided to survey the women of the military. They found that they have more PTSD, more adjustment disorders, more suicide, more anxiety disorders, and more depression. It has been 50 years hiatus since we've been in war. Do you really think that our Gen Z can handle going to war? Air Force Second Lieutenant Madison Mason, who is the first Miss America on active duty, she said, I was struggling. In conclusion, we can still participate in the military and serve our country without having to enlist in a war.